Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. When we think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and their quest for championship glory, one of the most critical elements is always health and availability of their key players. And right now, there's a lot of talk swirling around the team, especially concerning their defensive front, which has historically been a cornerstone of their success. At the heart of that front is none other than Cameron Heyward, a veteran leader, a cornerstone, and a player whose presence on the field is absolutely vital for Pittsburgh's hopes this season. Now, there's some intriguing mystery about his current status heading into Week 1. Heyward, as many of you know, has been somewhat cryptic in his recent comments, especially during his Not Just Football podcast, when asked about whether he's ready to go for the Jets game. He simply said, "We'll see." That kind of vague answer has fans talking, raising questions about whether he's fully ready, whether he's still negotiating his contract situation, or if he's simply keeping everything under wraps to surprise everyone come game day. But here's the interesting part. Coach Mike Tomlin, in typical fashion, made it crystal clear during his press conference that he expects Heyward to be out there on Sunday. When asked about his veteran defensive lineman's status, Tomlin didn't hold back. He said, "I'm certainly expecting Cam to play," and went on to emphasize that Heyward's recent inactivity in team practice is more about managing his workload and keeping him fresh rather than any doubt about his readiness. Tomlin pointed out that he's done his job in getting Heyward in and out of Latrobe efficiently, and there are no reservations about his participation or his ability to perform. The coach's words are significant because, despite the rumors and the mystery, it's clear that the Steelers are counting on Heyward to be out there at MetLife Stadium, doing what he does best, disrupting the quarterback, anchoring the defensive line, and providing that veteran leadership that's so invaluable. Now, let's take a step back and analyze what this means for the Steelers' defense. Heyward, at 36 years old, continues to defy expectations. He's been one of the most consistent and reliable players for the franchise for years. His leadership on and off the field is immeasurable, especially considering the youth movement along the defensive line. His presence provides stability, experience, and a sense of calm, especially in high-pressure moments. The Steelers have leaned heavily on him in recent seasons, and with the team's defensive philosophy rooted in physicality and relentless pressure, Heyward's role is more crucial than ever. But it's not just about Heyward's health. There's also the ongoing contract dispute that's been hanging over him, which has added a layer of complexity to his situation. Heyward has hinted that he might sit out some games if it helps him secure a new deal, and he's been somewhat noncommittal about his future with the team. Still, Mike Tomlin, as a master of managing his players' focus and morale, has brushed off these contract concerns, emphasizing that everything is business as usual. When asked about Heyward's contract situation, Tomlin simply said, "I'll let Cam speak for himself," implying that the veteran knows what he needs to do and that the team isn't letting outside noise distract from the game plan. What does all of this mean for the upcoming game against the Jets? Well, it's clear that the Steelers are preparing to have Heyward on the field. The team has been pretty transparent about Derek Harmon, their rookie defensive lineman, who's officially ruled out because of a knee sprain he suffered during the preseason. Harmon's absence is significant, especially considering he was expected to start early in the season. But Mike Tomlin has reassured fans that the defensive line rotation will be a committee approach, as it usually is early in the season, especially given the importance of playing fresh up front. Historically, Pittsburgh has often used multiple linemen to avoid fatigue, particularly in the early weeks when conditioning can be an issue. And this leads us to the bigger picture, how the Steelers' defensive front is shaping up for the season. Without Harmon, the team will rely even more heavily on Heyward and the seasoned veterans like Cam Heyward to hold the line. If Heyward is indeed out there, it's a massive boost. His ability to anchor the line, disrupt passing lanes, and set the tone for the entire defense is unmatched. The Steelers' defensive strategy has always revolved around a solid front, and having Hayward fully healthy and motivated could be a key factor in whether this team can advance deep into the playoffs again. But let's also remember that the Steelers have always been a team built on resilience and adaptability. Even if Harmon isn't available, the coaching staff has shown time and again that they can craft schemes that maximize the talent they have. The depth along the defensive line might be tested early, but players like Larry Ogunjobi, who has been brought in to bolster the pass rush, can step up. The team's approach, especially in the first few games, typically involves rotating multiple big bodies to keep everyone fresh and reduce injury risk, which is especially important early in the season when conditioning is still coming together. Now, it's worth considering the broader implications. Hayward, as a first-round pick in the 2025 draft, might still be a rookie in the NFL, but he's already established himself as a vital piece for Pittsburgh. His leadership, combined with his ability to generate pressure and stop the run, makes him one of the most important players on the roster. If, for some reason, he were to sit out or be limited, the Steelers could face some challenges. But Tomlin's comments suggest that the team is preparing as if he will be available, and that's a huge positive for fans hoping for a strong start to the season. What about the rest of the defensive line? Well, the team will likely lean on a rotation of players to fill in the gaps. The fact that Tomlin mentioned a committee of people indicates that they're prepared for different scenarios. It's a smart move, especially early in the season when players are still getting their legs under them. The team's emphasis on playing multiple big guys up front is a classic Steelers approach, wear down opponents with fresh, aggressive linemen and maintain relentless pressure on the quarterback. And speaking of quarterbacks, the Jets' offense has some weapons, so having a healthy and aggressive Steelers defensive line will be crucial. Pittsburgh's defense has always prided itself on being aggressive and disruptive, and having a leader like Hayward on the field can make all the difference. His experience in big moments, his ability to command double teams, and his knack for making game-changing plays are exactly what the Steelers need to contain the Jets' offensive threats. Looking ahead, this game against the Jets is more than just the season opener. It's a statement game. If Pittsburgh can start strong, even without Harmon, and have Hayward fully engaged, it could set the tone for a successful campaign. The AFC North is fiercely competitive, with teams like the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns all vying for supremacy, and any edge the Steelers can get, whether through health, strategy, or leadership, is going to be crucial. Now, this whole situation with Hayward also highlights the importance of veteran leadership in the NFL. Players like him, who have been through the ups and downs of a long career, understand the importance of staying focused and leading by example. His willingness to keep things vague about his contract situation and to focus on the game at hand shows a level of professionalism that coaches and teammates deeply respect. This attitude can inspire the younger players to stay committed, no matter what distractions might be brewing off the field. And let's not forget, this is a team that has a rich history of resilience and overcoming adversity. The Steelers have faced injuries, contract disputes, and tough opponents before, and they've always found ways to keep competing at a high level. The 2023 season looks promising, but it hinges on the health and performance of key players like Hayward. If he's out there, ready to go, it boosts their chances significantly. If he's limited or sits out, the team's depth and coaching ingenuity will be put to the test. As fans, we're all eager to see how it unfolds. Will Hayward be the force we know him to be? Can the Steelers overcome the early hurdles and set a strong tone for the season? What role will their young players and newcomers play as they try to make a playoff push? These are the questions that make this season so exciting for Steelers Nation. One thing's for sure, this game against the Jets is just the beginning. The story of this season is still being written, and every play, every decision, every injury update adds a new chapter to the Steelers' journey. So keep your eyes glued to the news, stay tuned for updates, and get ready for a season filled with drama, passion, and unforgettable moments. The Steelers have always been known for their grit and resilience, and this year looks no different. With leaders like Hayward, a talented coaching staff, and a hungry roster, Pittsburgh is aiming high. And whether things go according to plan or not, one thing is certain. Steelers fans will be there every step of the way, cheering, supporting, and living every moment of this incredible football journey. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.